Hello, this is Ron Jones. Welcome to Business Lab. Today I want to teach you to fight your fear. Fight your fear. You know, fear comes in several varieties. The fear I want you to fight is not the good kind. That kind of fear that alerts you in a dangerous situation or moves you to protect your loved ones. That's a healthy fear. I'm talking today about irrational fear, or fear that moves into your life and takes up permanent residence. It cripples you from acting or moving into what God is leading you. Joshua 1:9 says, "Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." You know, it's really easy to feel afraid when the opposition facing you is large. It's very easy to feel afraid when you don't know if your new product will succeed or your new business is going to be successful. You say, "God, how can you tell me not to feel afraid? How can you tell me not to feel overwhelmed?" But look closer at Scripture. God didn't say don't feel afraid. He said don't be afraid. And I believe what God is telling us here is just because you feel afraid doesn't mean you have to be afraid. And just because you have fear doesn't mean that fear has to have you. For most of us, when we face an unfamiliar situation, we automatically become afraid. We get stuck in the swamp of fear. But remember, God has given us a destiny and a future. Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Fear becomes a natural result when our hopes are centered in anything short of God's will for our life. The safest place for you to be is in the center of God's will. God has given you a destiny, and when you stay in the center of God's will for you, you don't have to be afraid, because God's plans are to prosper you and to give you hope and a future. You see, feelings of fear are going to come, but you don't got to submit to them. You can fight your fear. These feelings are going to come, but we can claim Romans 8:28. Everything works together for the good of those called according to His purpose. We can claim Psalm 46:1. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Psalms 56 verse 3 and 4. When I am afraid, I put my trust in you. In God, whose word I praise, in God I trust and am not afraid. What can mere mortals do to me? When we are living in His will, we can refuse to submit to fear. He is faithful. He does not change. Let's see Jesus lifted high in the marketplace. This is Ron Jones.